Hooray, upwelling. Okay, so now this is about how do you get the high levels of dissolved nutrients that you have in subsurface layers of the ocean. How do you get it to the surface? Upwelling. Let's just go back one slide. Let's see. So just talked about the high nutrient concentrations that you have in the Southern Ocean. The reason why you have the high concentrations there is actually an upwelling mechanism. It's actually North Atlantic deep water move back to the surface. That's how you get all the high nutrient levels here in this region. Okay, so going back to the upwelling, it's a physical mechanism. There's different forms, but we just talk about the ones associated with a vertical upward velocity, a vertical upward movement. And the key forms of upwelling are coastal upwelling, which are driven by the longshore winds blowing along the coast of the ocean in the right direction, okay, triggering the upwelling of essentially shelf bottom water to the surface. Again, you will learn more about this upwelling in future lectures. You also have an equatorial type of upwelling along the equator. And in polar regions, you can also have upwelling along ice edges, okay, which operates similar to a coastline. And this is what we call upwelling. Now, if you look at the distribution of upwelling systems, okay, where are they? You can also produce a little map. Okay, and there are upwelling systems which are year-round continuous upwelling systems. Okay, there are seasonal changes of the extent of the spatial extent of these systems, but in the central parts, it's a permanent upwelling systems. Okay? And that's the California, Peru, Chile upwelling systems along the coast of Northwest Africa and Portugal, and also here in the Namibia region. Okay, and we have seasonal coastal upwelling systems, okay, which are shown here in green. And we have other types of upwelling, which are not related to the wind. Okay, and if you now think back and remember the large marine ecosystem slide that I showed you in the very beginning of this lecture, this one is actually directly correlated to the marine productivity in these systems, and also the fishery harvest that you have on it. Okay. So just a little bit about the marine food webs. Okay, I'm not going into the complex trophic interactions that you have, but just looking at upwelling systems, and what is a key feature in upwelling systems is that they have a small diversity in small pelagic fish called forage fish. Okay, and a very, very small diversity, and it's mainly sardines and anchovy that dominate these species compared to higher and lower trophic levels. So it's the only a few species control the biodiversity of the entire system. So unfortunately, forage fish is subject to exploitation in some regions. So that's one very pronounced feature. And associated with that, we just have a look at the different timescales of different trophic levels of marine food.